welcome to this live stream. My name's Thomas Fairman. I'm the founder of Charge, and today I'm going to show you 3 fitness mistakes you do not want to make after working long hours. I founded this lifestyle company really in part for myself because I discovered horrible mistakes that I was making in my fitness that nobody was really teaching about. And I want to be able to live a long, capable life where I can adventure and be there to throw my kids up in the air, and I don't want my health to decline over time. But working long hours at a computer, that's what I was starting to see, is my health just slowly, not even slowly. I mean, I was 24, I had back pain so bad I couldn't get out of bed. Up until this point, I'm 29 now. I've had neck pains, shoulder pains, hip pains, clients with all of these issues. These are not going away, y'all. You're going to deal with pain at some point in your life if you are living in the digital age and you want to be fit. So I want to share with you some of the mistakes that I've made that will hopefully prevent you some pain and injury. And I enabled the stars function on this live. This is a new Facebook feature. Facebook's changing things all the time. Stars are a way of just indicating that this was valuable to you, that yeah, like I really got value out of this. And that's my intention with sharing today. Like, if you're going to watch this, I'm really sharing with the intention that this, no kidding, saves you potentially years of pain or hours and hours and hours and hours of research. I'm really going to condense it and make it super valuable. So let's dive in a little bit. So if this is you, if you're like Mr. Incredible and you're typing away at a computer for long hours, there are things that happen to your body. Look at Mr. Incredible's shoulders. He's just rounded forward. He's hunched over, right? Now, you might not have this kind of particular issue, but there are, no kidding, I can guarantee you there are issues in your body from working at a computer. Human beings never did this, and now we're doing it, and it shows. And you can be lucky for a while, but sooner or later you're going to want to learn and educate yourself about how your body's getting impacted by working at a computer, especially if you want to be really fit. So I want to share with you, before doing super intense workouts, like if you want to do marathons, if you want to max out, if you, your bench press, or you want to do obstacle course races or CrossFit, there's 3 things. I just put myself over there we go. So these 3 things, the reason I made myself bigger is because I actually want to show you one of the workouts that I did recently. And I actually experienced some weirdness in my hips. And that brings us into this first thing. So I'm just going to leave so we focus on this number 1. Address muscular imbalances. You've got to do this if you're going to succeed in keeping your body healthy for the rest of your life. So what does this actually mean? Let's go ahead and bring up what I'm talking about here. So this is a workout I did recently. Here we go. Let's go up to the top. I'm training for a Spartan race, and I'm just going to make this nice and big here so we can dive in. But this is intense. This is a 2-hour workout that I did, and this is probably one of the longer workouts I've done in a long time. So ran half a mile, 30 jump lunges. You can kind of get a sense of it here. Chin-ups, dips, basically running up the stairs on level 12. Not running, but back extensions. This was a 2-hour workout where basically I'm doing exercises, and then I'm doing burpees, and then I'm running, and then I'm doing another exercise, and then I'm running, and then I'm doing another exercise, and I'm running. I'm training for an obstacle course race. I'm freaking stoked. I've never trained this hard, but it's revealing certain left to right imbalances in my body that appear, particularly in the hips, knees, and ankles. So I want to show you an exercise that, if you haven't heard of it, I highly recommend that you incorporate it into your routine. So again, in your hips, knees, and ankles, this is really important. Because when you're working at a computer, what happens is these supporting, stabilizing muscles that normally would have to work all day when you're moving around in nature, they don't have to work anymore. So what do? They get lazy. When we don't push ourselves, when we don't test ourselves, we get lazy. So one of the things you can do to start to wake these puppies up is what's called the McGill Airplane, I call it. So Stuart McGill is the doctor who proliferated and really popularized this exercise. I posted a version of it on my YouTube channel if you want to go check that out. But this exercise is going to wake up all of the muscles in your hips, your knees, and your ankles. Head to Charge Lifestyle Training on YouTube for a full tutorial. But basically what you do, you stand on one leg and then you move your hips side to side. I know you can't see my hips, that's fine. You can go check out the video if you want, but just getting the hips moving is the most important thing. I will actually angle the camera down just a little bit so you can see. So if I'm standing here, you can do it at your desk. Start wiggling the hips, moving the hips side to side. I just say hips, hips, hips. Oh, because it's all in the hips, yo. Next. Second thing you want to do before doing these big, long workouts, running marathons, you want to train your joints, not just your muscles. Train the connective tissue. So your body works based on the ability of force to travel through it. So really, I'm going to make this really clear here. So your body wants energy to travel through it. As soon as energy starts to disperse somewhere in your body, that's where we run into injury, right? If you're hitting a tennis ball, right, you want the force of your swing to go into that ball, right? If you're throwing something, if you're picking something up, you want the force to go into that object or into the ground. When that force starts to disperse across a joint, that's where we get injured. So we want to build the ability of our ligaments and tendons to handle force without getting injured. So how do we do that? There's one exercise popularized by somebody named Ben Patrick. So knees over toes guy, you may have heard of him. This is the knees over toes lunge. So for a long time it was told, the popular fitness advice was never let your knees go over your toes if you're doing squats or if you're running. Thing is, if you never do that, the moment that you step off a curb and trip, you could break your knee, because your knees have never been exposed to anything difficult. This is one of the huge problems with our society. If we are constantly avoiding pain and hardship, we're going to become weak. So it is advisable to expose ourselves to difficulty in a controlled manner so that we build up the strength and resiliency of character and in our body in order to deal with challenging times and challenging circumstances that life throws our way. This is one exercise you can do that with. Basically, it's like a regular lunge, except you're bringing the knee out over the toe. Now, when you start, you want to use a broomstick, and you want to slowly get down into that because you want to take it super gentle, super easy. I'm not recommending you just dive into this exercise just like I'm doing it here. This is something to work into. Your ligaments take a long time to change. They take 6 months plus to really develop this collagen, this fibrous tissue, right? So take your time, put this into your rotation, just practice getting deeper. This is also great for ankle mobility. So you're training your joints, your range of motion, and the benefits of this are far-reaching. So there's that, especially if you're a runner, right? If you're a runner, if you play basketball, you want to jump a lot, this is an amazing exercise. So last but not least on our list here, build core strength, invoke the Terminator. What do I mean when I say invoke the Terminator? What I mean is, what is the Terminator programmed to do? Terminator is programmed to protect you. I'm programmed to protect you. I'm a robot from the future, right? You want to invoke core strength, create core strength. But your core, again, is programmed to protect you. It's not programmed to just crunch your rib cage off the floor. And that's what most people do when they think of core strength. It's like, oh, I'm just going to do crunches, right? That's my core strength. No, there's so much more to it, and this is becoming more popular. But one of the things that you can do is what's called a bear crawl. So see, this is me over here. Now, from this position, down on all fours, you start to walk. Opposite foot and opposite leg, you walk around. This is building the ability of your core to stabilize in all different directions. It's also your shoulders are involved. So you're getting this bracing that goes through your whole body. Again, we don't want force to distribute across joints. We want it to be able to move through the body. So I'm fully extending those arms. I'm gripping, I'm rotating, like pretending to pinch a $100 bill under the armpits, right? Creating a strong frame. This is called tensegrity. Buckminster Fuller, this is his stuff. This is really important for, again, allowing force to go through your body without dispersing into it. Because when you are doing something like a marathon, say you're running 13 miles, a half marathon, and you're pounding the pavement again. If there's any kind of issue in your form and in the structural integrity of all of those joints, then you're going to run into some issues. You're going to start to get pain. Things are going to wear down, right? Over the course of your life. You might not feel it today, but you will feel it sooner or later. And so these kinds of exercises, it really behooves us to start incorporating them and be proactive and preventive rather than waiting for something to go wrong. Because just take the case that they will. So I want to share before we go here, if you want to dive in with me for an hour, I'm giving away my last 3 60-minute assessments. They're at specific times on October 19th and 21st. You can book a time there on the link I'm going to post in the comments. But in this assessment, you will get the exact moves to heal and bulletproof your body. Because you might have specific pains and injuries in your body. And, oh my gosh, literally just yesterday, I just got a call. Hold on one sec. Here we go. Got a text message from somebody, actually. And they said, I had one session with them, and they said, P.S. You are a effing miracle worker. I can sit today. Holy beep. Thank you. I'm leaving for Portugal next week. I was so worried that I would not be 100%. I have had a 50% recovery just from yesterday. Thank you. Okay, how? Like, you can get results with me fast. How? Because most people are looking at the body in an outdated way. There's different connections that can be drawn when you learn to look at the body from the fascia rather than just the muscles. The fascia, again, is the connective tissue. And most people think, when it comes to pain, right, it's not just muscles and bones. It's the connective tissue that often gets hooked or twisted or things aren't quite sitting right. And with a few simple principles, moves, you can feel amazing and get better performance out of your body, whether that's mentally, physically, in any sport, any activity you're doing, whether you're working or being physical. So in this work session, we'll be able to look at what are you currently doing in your workout plan? How could you reach your goals faster? And you'll learn this mind-body approach to fitness that I coach that makes it easy to be consistent over the long haul when you shift your relationship to exercise. So again, these are the last 3 I'm going to do for free. I'm never going to do a free one of these again. But because you've been here, you've been following, I wanted to offer you the opportunity. Okay? I really appreciate it that you follow me and you watch these videos. Like, I want to give back to you. So again, I'll be posting a link in the comments where you can join, and I hope you have an amazing Friday and that this was valuable to you. Cheers. Let's see. Hold on. Wait. Okay, here's where we stop the stream. Okay, now I'm going. Bye.